Hello everyone. Breeding Indian Ringneck and Alexandrines isn't simply about putting male and female together. Let me show you exactly how I prepare my birds for breeding. So prior to the breeding season, once they're done with breeding, from April till August, I place them in a large aviaries where they fly. It's a 30 feet long flight. And then when they return to their cages and enclosures, they are big. And when they are housed in a tiny little places, their muscles get cramped, they are mentally uncomfortable, and that is precisely why they don't breed. I give them an atmosphere which feels as if they're in a jungle. They're living in a forest, and when they are put into their cages, they're pretty sizable, tunnel-like, 4 feet wide, 4 feet high, and 8 feet deep. And during their stay of 5 months in the flight aviary, they get to spend a lot of time with other birds, which results in their hormonal resettlement. They set into a routine where they do not have the burden of breeding. But once they return to their breeding cages, I do make sure they are well nourished, they have had their good exercise of their muscles, and they have developed their feathers pretty well. For that, you must give them enrichments. Ensure that their cages remain absolutely clean. That results in bonded pairs to breed once again. Now viewers, what's the most important thing is to provide them an excellent diet and an atmosphere where they feel secure. Make sure to return them back to their own respective cages where they bred in the previous years, and provide them with enrichments and an atmosphere there's no moisture. There is a clean enclosures where they're housed, and that is not new to them. They actually return back to their own houses, and give them an aloe vera gel diluted water baths twice a week, because it helps grow the shafts, because they need keratin, they need proteins to build their feathers again after the molting, which is a very irritating process. This is precisely what my staff is doing now. Give them varied diets. I afford them mixed pulses throughout the year so that it does not remain an oblivious commodity to them. This gives them the adequate protein, the carbohydrates that keeps them healthy throughout the year. And I also ensure throughout the year, every single day of the week, give them different mixed vegetables and fruits. When you give them these two diets and then backed up by the mix seeds, that is when it makes a complete day of a pair. And this is how you prepare them. Now, people think whether we should give them smooth perches or the natural perches. Well, keep things natural. Give them absolutely irregular, broken bark perches. Do not get into the complexities of that many inches or centimeters. They'll themselves work out the place where they've got to go and mate. They'll find out the decent and an appropriate width and length of the perch where they're going to go and mate. Then give them apple cider vinegar in the water twice a week, because during the monsoon, during the rainy seasons, it helps as a massive antibacterial agent. So other than that, to help support molting, give them food supplements which have amino acids and probiotics, because it helps the shafts to grow faster. The birds do need food supplements. You can also give them multivit. It has a molting aid coupled with the prime. If you want to give either of the two, it's alright, because I only give them prime. But multivit is also an excellent thing to give. Make sure their diet remains absolutely fantastic, and then where they're housed, there's a lot of greenery. Birds appreciate, parrots appreciate greeneries, trees, herbs, and ventilation. Look at my aviary. It's absolutely ventilated, and it gives them a glimpse of freedom because there are trees all around, and other than that, they have air passing through. Then they get together, and before the breeding season arrives, this is the best combo. Give them Calcilex. The hen is going to deposit calcium to make eggs. Fertivit helps the male to cross and mate and produce fertile eggs. And once they have laid eggs, stop Fertivit, give Omnivit. This is a 21 days course, which is a tried and trusted way. It's an extraordinary medicine that produces fantastic results, and I have a reason to say this because it has happened with me and it has produced beautiful chicks. Once you give them the requisite diet, enrichments, and the places where they live, you gotta have a lot of chicks that you're going to raise, no matter which species it is. If it is Alexandrine, Indian Ringnecks, Grey African, or whatever, they all are going to breed. And I always say, as long as your birds are happy, only happy birds breed. The birds who have been caged in and locked up, they're not going to breed. There's still going to be a smile on their face, which you can see from the activities. I hope you like the video.